Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny smiled at me and really eased the pain. The dark days are gone and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true, I love you. Oh, sunny, thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Sunny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all and all. Now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny one so true, I love you.
Yes, sunny day, right? Hello, everybody. Hi, hello. Welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg. I want to welcome all of you who are here and those of you who are out there in love streaming land. We call y'all the balcony. So on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, hello. I've already been into the YouTube channel and said good morning, and I'll be on in Facebook in a moment. And anybody who likes to play with their phone, because, you know, that's kind of what we do now, you can get on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page and greet people, because we're all here together. And the people in the balcony, you can't really see them, but they're there. Yes. And some of them watch later, so I don't know what balcony they're on, but they're here. So anyway, just welcome to our Sunday service on this second Sunday in September 2024. I'm Reverend Edith Washington Woods, so grateful to be the senior minister here at this wonderful, amazing spiritual community. Yay, yay. Okay, so with that, do we have anyone who's new, never has been here before to Unity? If so, raise your hand. What about hasn't been here for a while? Yes. Hi. Well, welcome back. Glad you're here. And if you don't have a packet or haven't, you can have one. There, right there, if you want to take that. Gives you some information about us that you may not know about. And anybody out there in Love Streaming Land, if you're brand new, say hello in the chat. Otherwise, we won't know you're here. We just won't know. But you can be in the background. That's fine, too. With that, let us open with prayer. I invite you to take a moment to center yourself, and I'm doing that by closing my eyes. You may want to do that too. And take a gentle breath in. Just bringing our breath into the space, breathing in and gently breathing out. By doing so, it brings us into this space, into this moment. And I know thoughts go, they come, they do that. Mine are doing it too right now. But I know when I take a breath, it brings me here. And in this collective breathing, we're breathing as if we're breathing for each other. Breathing in and out. Releasing whatever it took to get to this space today. And entering into this most sacred, holy moment that we're creating. And in this exquisite moment we created, this is the space and place where we pray from. God, that which is good, great, awesome, everywhere available, infinite presence, the name that is nameless and the name that we give names. We come together in a way that we're able to be lifted up, in a way that we're able to hear something that we can take into our lives. May each of us be open and receptive to however way this spiritual essence shows up for us. We give thanks for that, which we know is coming. And now we choose to lovingly release this prayer in this moment, here and now. And so it is. Amen. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm back. Okie dokie. So I'm not done yet. I was thinking they could just start singing. What we have on our screen is our vision statement. And why do we keep saying it over and over? Well, because we want us to really get it. Not just rote, but to get it inside of our heart and soul. So let's say our vision statement together. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. Now let's take that in. Looking at every word and taking it into our whole body, like as if our cells depend on this statement. And let's say it again together. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. Consciousness, my friends, means awareness. Bringing our awareness here. That our awareness that we want to be love, that we want to have joy, and demonstrate the harmony of it, yes? And when we have joy, well, sometimes we have to get up and dance or wiggle in our seat. You know what I mean? Like we did on Friday. Those of you who weren't here, you missed a good concert. So we have Today I Choose by Karen Drucker. Let's do it.
Good morning. If you know it, you can sing along. When you catch it, you can sing along, or you can just do whatever floats your boat. You can even stand up and wiggle a little if you like to. It's up to you. Today, I choose to be grateful, so grateful today. I choose to be grateful, grateful today. I choose to be grateful, so grateful today. I choose to be grateful, grateful today. I choose to be happy, so happy today. I choose to be happy, happy, peaceful today. I choose to be peaceful, so peaceful today. I choose to be peaceful, peaceful. Whatever I choose is how my day's gonna be. I claim what I want, 'cause it's all up to me. Today, I choose to be loving, so loving today. I choose to be loving, loving, joyful today. I choose to be joyful, so joyful today. I choose to be joyful, joyful. Take it away, Rodney. day's gonna be. I claim what I want, 'cause it's all up to me. It's all up to me. Today I choose to be thankful, so thankful. Today I choose to be thankful, thankful. Today, let me hear you. I choose to be grateful, so grateful. Today I choose to be grateful, grateful. I choose grateful, thank you. To be grateful, grateful. One more time. To be grateful, grateful.
Good morning. I'm Carol Plummer, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher here at Unity of Gaithersburg, and I am excited to be sharing with you our transformational opportunities this morning. First of all, we're going to celebrate one of our members, and Gloria from our board is going to do that.
Hi, my name is Gloria Hawes, and I'm one of your board members. It is my pleasure to acknowledge our member, Edith Crane, this month. As you know from the newsletter, we're honoring her. Edith's been a member of our community for more than 30 years, and she's contributed in so many ways. What I most admire about Edith is her joy and exuberance, and her support of all the women's community with the annual retreat and the monthly moon circles, or quarterly moon circles. Thank you, Edith. These are for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. So as you all know, World Day of Prayer is coming up this Wednesday and Thursday. And I want to remind you that it's a vigil for 24 hours. We're going to hold the world and the community in prayer. And if you would like to sign up for an hour, to hold vigil for an hour, you still can. We're allowing people to sign up until Monday evening, because we'll be sending out the final list. And if you would like to do that, we have a visual guide for you. It gives you prayers. It gives you the list of people to pray for. It tells you exactly what to do, how to hold vigil for an hour. And yes, and we have a stack in the back. And if you just think you might, even if you don't want to sign up for a whole hour, but think you might like to hold vigil for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, take one and think about World Day of Prayer on September 11th and 12th. Now, on the 12th, on Thursday the 12th, we're going to be broadcasting here in the sanctuary live the prayer service from Unity Worldwide headquarters. And after that, we're going to do a short service where we're going to read the names from Unity of Gaithersburg. We're going to read the names, we're going to do some prayers and some music, and I invite you to come here and be part of it. So come at noon and stay for the little service. Oops. All right, so next is our 40th anniversary. All right, when you came in, I believe you should have gotten a card. We had green ones back there, we had orange ones. We invite you to write on this card something you're grateful for so that it can be posted on the bulletin board. Remember, we're doing our 40 days of gratitude leading up to the 40th anniversary, and I already wrote mine, so I'm already done. So I invite you to, I think you all should have gotten it. And why don't you just take a minute right now while you listen to the rest of the announcements? Okay, and so on Sunday, next Sunday, do you believe it's next Sunday? We're going to celebrate our 40th anniversary, and we're going to have a potluck. So if you plan to come, get online to indicate that you're coming and share what you're going to do. And if you want to help set up or clean up, we also need help with that. So the link is available. All right, we have one last summer fundraiser. It's the games night on Saturday, September 14th. Registration is still open. It's $15. It's going to be at Pam Mills Farmette in Darnestown, Maryland. So I think Judith is in the back if you want to sign. We'll be in the lobby afterwards if you want to sign up. Okay. Oops. Wait. There. All right. So just a reminder that the Women's Moon Circle is coming up on Friday, September 20th. There'll be a potluck followed by a service. And these are always very awesome, spiritually led by our member of the month, Edith Crane. And they're always wonderful. So if you're a woman or identify as a woman, we invite you to come and be part of it. Okay. As you know, our foundation is prayer. And our prayer chaplain today is Sharon Doyle. If you would like confidential prayer after the service, she will be back in that corner by the thing. And if you just want to add somebody to the prayer list, we have a box in the back that you can fill out, and that person will be held on the prayer list. And we have a prayer team that prays over the list every day. So now, it's time for the daily word. The word for today is grace. The affirmation is, through divine grace, I am abundantly blessed in every way. Through divine grace, I am abundantly blessed in every way. Grace is an awareness that wherever I am, God is. It is my reminder to let God be God in me. Grace assures me that I am never alone on my journey through life, that no matter what I do or fail to do, I am unconditionally loved and accepted at the level of spirit. Grace touches every area of my life. In a lonely moment, grace is the overwhelming awareness that I am loved. It is the surprising way through a challenge I considered unsolvable. It is my whole body suddenly glowing with the power of divine life, even as I experience a health challenge. These are just some of the many ways I experience grace. Grace need not be, nor can it be, earned. It is a divine gift available at every moment. As I open my heart to divine grace, I am filled with indescribable peace. Today's Bible verse is from the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 25. Grace be with all of you. Let's take a moment to reflect on the word for today, grace.
And now is our meditative part of this service. I invite you to join me in closing your eyes. And if you would rather keep them open, I simply request that you have them at a half gaze, focusing on one spot in the room. For there is indeed no spot where God is not. That spirit, that describable, indescribable essence is here, is everywhere that will be, that already is here in the space where we are. We just allow ourselves to drink that in as if we're drinking a cool drink of water. Perhaps drinking in our breath. Allowing ourselves to resonate with that infinite presence. And in this moment, I invite you to consider any challenges that may be happening in your life. Are they mountains or are they molehills? Just thinking about those challenges, bringing them up, just one. And with our thinking, we say, I release you now, to ourselves. I am releasing you now. That whatever those challenges are in the moment, in this moment, they have no power. No power. As we sit in the tranquility of this moment, we collectively let go of anything and all things in order for us to step fully into the presence of God as us, through us, around us. Letting go, letting God. Letting go, letting God. In the silence, we take a little pause and continue affirming that nothing has any power over us. And we say to ourselves, I am powerful. I am powerful. In the silence, we join our hearts and minds together with that spiritual essence and go deeper, saying, I am powerful. I am. I am. I am powerful. I invite you to let these words be yours. I am powerful. I am powerful. And if there is anyone out there in your life, in the world, who may not know they have that spiritual power, I invite you to say their names out loud or silently to yourself. My brother Leonard, my mom Arla, all those in the world who may not know they have power. say a prayer for those who lost their lives in Gaza. Those who have lost their lives in Israel and anywhere where there seems to be conflict. We call forth that spiritual power of love, compassion, and empathy. And know that love is possible. Peace is possible. In this moment, in every moment. And as we bring ourselves gently back to the space and time, may we choose love. May we choose peace. May we choose possibility. And know it deep down inside of us. In this moment and every moment to be. And so it is. And so it's up to us. Amen. And amen.
Day, another fight. It always feels like an uphill climb. Another step, another mile. Story of your life. It's harder than you ever thought, and it costs you everything you got. When you're back against the wall and you feel like giving up, this is only a mountain. You don't have to let your fear control you. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to find your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. You gotta find a second wind. It's not as high as you think it is. Don't give up and don't you quit. You gotta climb if you wanna win. And I know it looks big, and I know you feel small, but with a little bit of faith you can change it all, change it all. This is only a mountain. You don't have to fight your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to let your fear control it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. Ask like you believe it. Trust like you can see it. Take your fear away and say there's nothing in your way. Even when it looks big, even when you feel small, just a little bit of faith can change it all, change it all. 'Cause this is only a moment. You don't have to fight your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to let your fear control it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall. This is only a mountain. You don't have to find your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall.
Wonderful. Namaste, band. And our music director, Ms. Deletta Gillespie. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for blessing us. So mountains, huh? Anybody had any challenges? How about the last 30 days? Raise your hand. 30? 30 should be like wide. Yeah, just not everybody, just some of us. Yeah? Now the challenge could be driving down the street and you get a speed bump. You know, you got here and you had to go over one of them. That could be a challenge, yes? So it could be some little thing, or it could be a really, really big thing. How about anybody had any challenges in this past week? Raise your hand. I'm raising mine. Yeah, I got raised. Yeah. Raise it. And what did you do? What did you do with the challenge? Anybody want to be bold enough to say something? Meditated a lot. Pray. Yes. Cry. Stood in your power. Problem solved it. Went to the gym. Got those endorphins in, yes? Drank tea and journal. 5 things. Drank tea and journal. No, it's 4. I forgot my thumb. Sat by the lake. I gotta say, get that in the visual. Lake. Whoa. Sometimes our challenges can be so much, they seem to be as big as a mountain, yes? So I want you to think about a mountain for a few seconds. Just think about a mountain. And if your challenge was as big as a mountain, what does that mountain look like? One word. What does it look like? Huge. Muddy. Yes. Dense. Immense. Insurmountable. That's an awesome word. Yes. So if our challenges could be big as a mountain, they definitely could be rigid and dense and this big obstacle that doesn't want to move out of the way. It could be a block, an obstruction, insurmountable barriers, both physically and metaphorically. Yeah, let's just take a breath with that. Oh, that mountain sure is big. Mountains represent the challenges and hardships or difficulties that everyone faces in our lives at some point in time. There was once this small town, and the crops withered up, and the river that sustained them dried up. People who lived there, they were afraid that they weren't going to have any food or water. Can you imagine that? That wouldn't be nice, right? But Shay refused to give up or to think that that was possible that they wouldn't have food or water. So she proposed a bold plan to dig a canal through a mountain. Yeah. And the people around it, everyone said, that is impossible. The mountains are too high, too dense, and too many rocks are there. So they just created this thing, right? They chose to think that. Now, Olympic medalist won a lot of medals. Swimmer Michael Phelps, he stated, anything is possible as long as you want it and you work for it. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. The only person that can really put pressure on you is you. He said yourself, but is you. So it really didn't matter what those folks were saying because Shay was not discouraged by their words, by their comments. She gathered a small group of people who believed it was possible and began this difficult project of creating a canal to go through a mountain. Day after day, they chipped away at the rocks inch by inch. It wasn't easy. And the progress was really, really slow. Many times they faced setbacks and things that kind of stopped them for a moment, and it seemed almost impossible for them to finish. Napoleon Hill stated, "Focus on the possibilities for success, not on the potential for failure." Now, Shay's determination was not going to stop her. Her determination was never going to stop her thoughts of knowing that she could get there, that they could get there together. And she encouraged her team by saying every small step forward was a victory. Every step and every small step forward was a victory. Months turned into years, and the canal slowly started to take shape. Those who doubted started to join in, and they got inspired, and together they moved these mountains, both literal and figurative. Finally, the day came when the first trickle of water, can you imagine that? The first trickle of water went through the canal, the excitement happened, the cheers happened, everybody was laughing and having a life full of joy. They felt this joy in their life. And the water reached the town, and it brought back the life in the fields, and the land was no longer dry. The crops flourished, and the river flowed and flowed and flowed and flowed. It happened. Shay showed them that the greatest challenges can be overcome. But they can be overcome first with our thinking, right? Author Jeffrey Fry wrote, "Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible." You like that? Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. The mountains that once seemed like barriers had become symbols of their collective strength and resilience. This brings me to mind our Bible verse for today, which comes from Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." So when we think about the plans that are made for us, we use the word Lord and God and Spirit and infinite presence and divine love and all these words we make up, right? Because we need to give a name to this essence. And some people even put it in a body, and depending on where you are in the world, depends on what that body looks like. Did you know that? Yeah, okay. But how does this relate to us? There are indeed times when our challenges seem so difficult that we cannot see what is possible. We just can't see it, right? You know, I had this inner knowing almost 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half, something like that. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Now, you guys know when I left here on last Sunday, I was going to Minneapolis to visit one of my grandsons was turning 13 on Monday. And so I was going to have my round trip ticket, go, come back. I got this inner knowing that I needed to go home to Gary, Indiana. And I went, I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm going to be gone 2 days and, And then I thought, let me create a possibility, right? So I started looking online at what was available on the Delta, which I fly a lot of. And the interesting thing that happened was I was able to have 3 one-way tickets. One way to Minneapolis, go for 2 days. Second one way was, I left at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. And the third one was to come back at 6 o'clock that night. How in the world was I going to do that? I created a possibility. I couldn't see it, right? But just in creating a possibility and thinking a thought, then it was able to happen. That meant I had to get up at 4:15 on Tuesday to get on that flight. Well, I called my brother the evening before to let him know I was coming into town. I had gotten one of my prayer partners said, maybe you should contact the bank and get an appointment. And I thought, oh, that's great. So I make an appointment for 10:30, tells my brother, and he says, well, my account got flagged for fraud, so I spent $500 of Mom's money to have a party with the neighbor. Yeah, there's a I looked in the bank account. In 2 days, my brother had spent over $1,700 of my mother's money. When I left town, when I left here, it was all in there. Yeah. Until he got hold of it. So I gets to town and goes to my mother's house, get a rental car, go to my mom's house. I had 2 people pray with me, 2 different people, because I really need to be prayed up. Goes in my mom's house, and I'm greeted by someone obviously on drugs. Hi, you must be Man's sister. My brother's nickname is Man, M-A-N-N, just so you know. Because he's a junior. Well, that's not really it. He climbed trees when we were kids, and we called him Monkey Man, and then it just got shortened to Man. That's the whole story of it. Mom couldn't get him out that tree to give him a spanking if he was bad. But, yeah, I'm like, okay. I goes to use the restroom. My mother's door was closed to her bedroom, and I went, that's odd. Open the door, there's 2 people sleeping in my mother's bed. And you know, I wanted to turn into an angry black woman and just like say, what in the world are you doing in my mother's bed? Get out. And the inner knowing said, no, you have a different mission right now. That's to get Mom's account secured and get it closed. My brother comes in a half an hour later. I'm trying not to be upset because he's late. Anyway, we went to the bank. He put the money back. We closed the account. I got the money. It was $2,200 something. It wasn't like it was $10 million. But it was her money. You see? Her money, not his. And he goes on to tell the banker how he has $42,000 in his own bank account, and when they flagged it for fraud, he couldn't use it. I'm thinking, this is mighty. How long would it take for you to spend all that money up? But I understand the power of our thoughts. Yes? Because I said to him, I said, I guess it must have been very hard for Mom to continue getting worse with Alzheimer's dementia, and our dad, who turned 88 yesterday, by the way, had been in a hospital also with like 20% kidney function. So that must have been very scary for him. And I said it to him, and I said, and sometimes people, they'll choose, like to do drugs, to feel better. Oh, it didn't make me feel better. So then he was admitting it, even though he had said he didn't when I asked him if he had relapsed. No. Yeah. And he's sleeping every 5 seconds. He's nodding off because he's tired. He's been up all night. I said, but just like you chose to do it, you can choose to stop. And that's all I had to say, because my sponsor said, don't mess with him, leave him alone. That's all I could say to him. My brother, who is the most loving, generous, and frugal person I know, except for when he's in the throes of addiction. And sometimes people choose various ways to feel better when we're having challenges. For me, you guys know I have 30 years in recovery, but in most recent years, and probably even longer than that, it's food. And so right now I'm not choosing it. And so, here I am, releasing whatever doesn't need to be part of who I am today. But it brings us to our power of the month, which is order, and it's the ability to adjust. And the disciple is James, son of Alphaeus. The color is olive green, but some of us have on shades of green, like last week when I didn't have on green, and y'all made sure people knew it. It was turquoise. It has green in it. Come on now. And the location is the navel, right? Like that umbilical, where our umbilical cord used to be, that attached us to our mothers. And it also has to do with our thinking. Our third basic unity principle states that we create our life experiences through our way of thinking. And a Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, which was written by Charles Fillmore, our co-founder in Unity, he says this about order. He says it's the divine idea of order is the idea of adjustment. And as this is established in, I'm going to say people's thought, because he says man, but we're all, yeah. And in our minds and affairs, it will be at one with the universal harmony. So that universal harmony would be God, the good, omniscient, divine love, Lord, whatever you want to call it, right? Fill in the blank. So what are we choosing to think? And what are we choosing to do? I didn't know it was possible for me to fly in to Midway, Chicago, drive 45, 50 minutes to Gary, and then come back, like leave at 3:30 and get there. I didn't know. I just was creating, right? What's possible. And the way it looked in Minneapolis when I left that morning, it surely, it could, look, I have TSA pre-check, and there was at least 150 people in that line. In the regular line, it was probably 1,000. The line was going long and long, and long. I couldn't even see the end of it. It was so many people. And when I was on my way back to Chicago, when I left, taking care of my mom's affairs, and my brother being upset because I took the cable boxes, and he said, well, what am I going to watch? I said, I don't know. It's my bill. I said, no, it's in her name. Well, you need to get out of my house. It's not your house. And I'm legally in charge of it. I said, elder abuse is illegal. And I remembered that even Thursday when I got a call from my Aunt Nancy by a lady who lived in the neighborhood who saw my brother and had never saw him high before and was devastated, went to do an intervention with him and didn't go in because she called and told Nancy it was 25 people in my mother's house. I called the lawyer. They're going to have an order. It is absolutely elder abuse. And I get it. My brother is sick right now, but he is not taking my grandparents' house down. You understand? Their only house. They're moving up house from south side of Chicago. Not going to do it on my watch. And so our thoughts are our things. Our thoughts are who we believe we are. And Oprah said that you become what you believe, and to believe that you are created by the power that's greater than yourself means anything is possible. So when I didn't know if I was actually going to get to the airport, because now it's over an hour to get there because of the traffic that goes between Indiana and Gary. Indiana is just where my mom lives. It's just 7 miles from the Illinois border. And I'm trying to get there so I can get to my 2-hour window, plane leaving at 6. I need to be there by 4. It's 4:33 when I get to the place to drop the car off. I don't know if I can make it. A lady helped me from the car, I had my bags, and so the lady helped me, and I get into the airport and go to Delta counter. There's nobody in line. I get to TSA pre-check, there's 5 people. It was not my experience in the morning, okay? What happened? What about all those people that's coming back from this long holiday weekend? Our thoughts create our world. Our thoughts create our world. And I knew that there had to be a way. Why? Because I prayed with my prayer partner on the way to the airport, who's a CSL minister. And I said, you got to pray for a way. Yes. You got to pray for a way. Yes. And I didn't know how it was going to happen. And I was okay with spending the night in the airport if I had to. But I needed to come home so I could come to work on Wednesday here at the church. And I made it. I got home at 12:15 that morning. We are our thoughts. We are what we think. We are what we believe. We are what we can see. We are able to move mountains or go right through them like that canal. Just go through it. Move the damn rocks and go through them. So I want you to repeat after me. I choose my thoughts. I choose my thoughts. I choose what I think. I choose what I think. I choose what I believe. Put your body in it. I choose what I see. Choose what I see. I choose what I can be. And today, I choose to be happy. Today, I choose to be happy. So we have these choices we can make. All we have to do is say it, create it, and do it. Say it, create it, and do it. Say it, create it, and do it. Yes. And our affirmation can assist us with getting there. Here it goes. I'll say it once and then invite you to say it with me. And oh, by the way, please say a prayer for my brother. I am willing to use divine order and move any mountains in my life, world, and affairs. Together? I am willing to use divine order and move any mountains in my life, world, and affairs. Let's take that in. Let's drink it in like we're drinking a cool drink of water, as if we're the people in that town that just got water coming through that canal into their town, and you're taking a drink of water. And oh, how refreshing it is. Oh, how nourishing it is, that H2O. Drinking in the words, knowing and affirming that we can move any mountain, any thoughts, any beliefs, and shift it to that which we are knowing we are. I invite you to take a gentle breath and open your eyes if they're closed. And say these words from your heart space, as if your heart is opening and receiving it all. Like together. Together, please. I am willing to use divine order and move any mountains in my life, world, and affairs. And so it is, and so we decree it as so, in this moment and every moment to be. Amen.
I will say to that mountain that stands in my way, be removed now and cast in the sea. I believe that those things which I say come to pass, and have whatsoever I say. Yes, I have whatsoever I say. I will walk by what God says, and not by what I see. For those things whatsoever I say. Yes, I'll have whatsoever I say. I'll hold fast to my confession. I won't change my mind. God has promised it will happen. That's faithful all the time. So I'll say to the mountain that stands in my way, be removed now and cast in the sea. I believe that those things which I say come to pass, and have whatsoever I say. I will say to that mountain that stands in my way, be removed now and cast in the sea. I believe that those things which I say come to pass, and have whatsoever I say. Yes, I'll have whatsoever I say. Yes, I'll have whatsoever I say. Yes, I'll have whatsoever I say.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. All right. I always bring you a quote, and so today our quote is from Myrtle Fillmore. And she says, as you help others spiritually and in every way, you not only fulfill the law of giving and receiving, you develop your own resources and capacities in fuller measure. By helping others under the guidance of the Spirit of truth, you at the same time help yourself. So I invite you to help yourself by giving to this community. And we have lots of ways to give. We have the boxes in the back. We have the envelopes behind. We have text. You can go online and donate. There's lots of buttons on the website. So say with me the love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am so grateful. I think kids are ready.
Hello? Oh, great. Happy Sunday, you guys. And happy Grandparents' Day. Do you guys know? Happy Grandparents' Day. So today, Jonathan, what did we talk about today in class?
Grace.
Grace. And what is grace?
It's about walking with each other in harmony and listening. And being awareness of God.
That's right. Grace is the awareness of God's presence. And God offers us what kind of love?
Forever love.
That's right. Forever love. Unconditional, You tell us.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. And lastly, did we talk about, does grace have to be earned? No, that's right. Grace is
Unconditional.
That's right. That's right. It's like they just know. And what else did we talk about today?
We talked about prayer and harmony.
And harmony, that's right. And what is harmony then? Anyone? All right.
Harmony is when It's when you have peace with each other.
That's right. And is harmony forcing your ideas onto other people? No, that's right. Harmony is when we all come together with God ideas. So today we talked about God ideas. And God ideas are when we think with what? You want to tell us?
Love.
Love. That's right. All right. What else do we got here? Got to take my notes. Yeah, that's what we talked about today. And we also celebrated. What's that? You took the words out of my mouth. Today is Grandparents Appreciation Day. So we made cards for either our grandparents or for anybody in the congregation that is celebrating today and maybe near or far from their loved ones. So that was our day. Who wants to get us started on our prayer?
I am no light of the world. I live as the light.
You are the light of the world. You live as the light.
And together,
We live as the light. We are the light.
good job.
Closing. Stand, everybody. invite you to go out in your life. In any challenge you have, just move that mountain, move that mountain, move that mountain, or go through it. Have a wonderful week, my friends. Bye for now.
You under the weather, pick it up and get higher. No one else can do it. If you didn't know it, it's want you to pick it up and get high.